Welcome back, everybody. I know it's been like a month. I apologize for that. You know, I went on vacation, and then just like work has been crazy busy. I mean, I went on vacation like basically the week that everything starts ramping back up again for us. So like, it's been crazy. Um, I actually have to work today. We have a like community concert thing that happens, and then the next day I have another really long day because we have like a national tour coming through. So that's gonna be like a 14-hour day. And then literally when I get off work that night, probably around midnight, I have to drive like an hour and a half away to meet my wife and family in a hotel because my wife's middle sister is getting married on Friday. So it's just like, you have to go to that, and then we actually have a show Friday and Saturday too, as well, which I'm not working either of those, so I'm not, too upset about that. But I don't know. It's been a lot. I feel like I haven't had time to record anything. Like it's just been crazy. Um, so that's really why. There's no other real reason. Um, I do have a little bit of a cold, obviously. I'm on the end of it. It started, I'd say, during my cruise-ish, around there. I mean, my whole family was sick before we even left for the cruise, so it was inevitable that I was going to get something. But it's been good. The cruise was great. We were all really sad when it was over, obviously, but it was amazing. Had a really good time. But yeah, I don't know. I just figured I'd record a little video today at least because I have some time. Like I said, I do have to work today, but I don't have to be there until 1, so I have the whole morning to do some things. I gotta do some other things too. I gotta do some cleaning of the house because obviously I'm not gonna be here for the next 2 days. You know, someone has to come check on our cat and make sure she has food and whatnot. So I'd rather the house not be like a complete mess. Because it'll probably be my parents, and, it's kind of embarrassing when your parents come in your house and it's a disaster when you weren't raised to live that way. God damn it. I haven't really been playing SnowRunner, like, at all. I did play, because when we got back from our cruise, I wasn't, like, it's not that I didn't want to play games, but I was just like, bummed and like depressed, I guess, like post-vacation depression. And I didn't feel like playing Hollow Knight. Like that was just not. I still haven't even played Hollow Knight since before the vacation. I haven't been in the mood really. I'll get back to it eventually. But I've just been, kind of chilling, playing other things. I actually did finally finish Oblivion, so I do have the Platinum Trophy for Oblivion. That was just like the perfect thing to play because it was chill and, enjoyable. We'll just full repair you, why not? I need fuel. There's no way I'm gonna make it to the fuel station. Do I have? I don't. Damn, $3,500. That's crazy. It's just crazy how expensive it is to move your trucks from different regions. Alright, that'll work. Alright, I need to go get fuel first before I do anything else. Sorry, sometimes coughs sneak up on me. So I apologize. I don't know, I'm just personally ready for, like, I just feel like my life the past 6 months has just been absolute chaos. Like, I went to Florida in June for work, then came back, then obviously I had the New York trip as well for work, and then there were some other things sprinkled in between there. Like, I drove to DC one day for work because we went to like a JBL event at the Kennedy Center, and just like, I just feel like I've just been like constantly going places, constantly driving places, and I'm just like tired of it. And it's like, I'm happy for my sister-in-law and everything, but I just like, it's just one more thing I have to do now. I just like, I don't know, I'm just tired of having to constantly drive places and constantly be packing suitcases. I feel like I've packed so many suitcases this year, it's just like unreal. I'm just tired of it. This feels like it never ends. Tonight should be pretty easy though. It's just it's like a piano player and a guitarist on stage. It's pretty simple. And it's just gonna be a bunch of old people that come to it, so it's fine. I'm not really that worried about it. Tomorrow is obviously a bigger show. I don't have to mix it though. They have their own guy. We're also flying a JBL A8 line array rig, which is nice. I always love when we do that. We're supposed to be getting our own, but obviously it's a really expensive thing, and we have to wait for grants to be able to get it. So until we get that grant, we can't get ours. Alright, so I just need to turn around. Or no, just keep going straight to get to that warehouse. But yeah, tonight should be easy. I mean, I'm not stressed about it at all. Yeah, like I said, I haven't really been playing SnowRunner. I mean, I've played a little bit of SnowRunner since I've been back from vacation. Um, but I was just working on my other save file, because I still haven't played the new region yet. New regions. Well, no. It was just the one. The new Canada. I think it's Canada. British Columbia, maybe. So I guess that's still Canada, but whatever. The newest one where you have like the oil rig and stuff. I haven't done that map yet, but I think there's even another region out now at this point. I don't know. I get so behind because I grind this game out for a while, and then like I'll get tired of it and play other things. And that's kind of how it's been lately. I haven't played SnowRunner unless I'm recording it, playing my hard mode series. So. But like I said, I did finish Oblivion. I'm almost done with Hollow Knight as far as like the story goes. I could finish it like pretty quickly. I just haven't because it's just not how I typically play games. But usually I will. When I play games, especially because I go for all the trophies, I don't. It's not normal for me to just like grind out the story and finish the story and then do all the other stuff. Usually I'll get pretty far in the story and then I'll start working on some side things and collectibles and things like that. And I kind of just leave the story hang there and don't do anything with it. Have I picked this up? Just want to make sure since I'm here. I've not. So yeah, so I do that, and then I'll come back to the story at some point if I'm like tired of doing collectibles and whatnot, depending on the game. Like some games just have tons of collectibles and it just gets old. So like I'll go back to doing the story for a while, but then like I'll usually, excuse me, when I get to the end of the game, or I know I'm getting to the end of the game, I usually just totally halt the story, and then I will just basically clean up as much of the game as possible before I finish the story, so that like the story is kind of the last thing that I have to do. I'll even oftentimes do like DLCs before I finish the main story. Like I did that with Oblivion. I was pretty much at the end of the game. I mean, I had been at the end of the game since I stopped playing Oblivion, like back in May, whenever that was, because the game came out and that's all I was playing for a while. And then I just kind of got not necessarily tired of the game, but I think Death Stranding 2 came out, so I started playing that, so it kind of fell off with Oblivion. But yeah, so that's basically what happened there. And then I was at the end of the game, like I said, like I had to just basically do the battle at Bruma or whatever to close the Oblivion gate. So I knew that, but I still had to do the whole Shivering Isles, Sheogorath DLC that's part of like the Oblivion remaster. So I did all that first, and I ended up messing that up actually, because there's a point in that where you have to make a choice. You have to become the Duke of Mania or the Duke of Dementia. And I didn't realize that there were two separate trophies for it. That was my fault. So I just, I did Duke of Mania. And then looking back at the trophy list after I had finished the DLC, I realized that there was a Duke of Dementia trophy. So I had to basically, I found a save. I just used one of my older saves and just jumped over to the Shivering Isles again. And just kind of ran through the first half of that DLC as quickly as possible so I could get to that point and then do the Duke of Dementia part. So I did that, and then finally I was out of that area. I've always had this issue with DLC on Elder Scrolls games, and I don't know why I feel this way, but I just do. I just, like, it bothers me that, like, the DLCs add these extra, like, these new areas, right? And it usually adds, like, a new weapon or, like, a new, in my case, like, I tend to use bow and arrows. So, like, they'll usually add, like, a new, whatever enemy it is, it'll have like a weapon type for that enemy, and then also like arrows or whatever. But the weapons and arrows are weaker than like the main, like the highest tier, like the Daedric weapons in like the main game. And I just always thought that was so weird, because like I was there and like I would constantly be running out of arrows. So like, and you know, I just dupe new arrows because why not? It's Oblivion. But it's just like you constantly are running out of arrows, so like you have to keep duping your arrows, because like no one drops arrows in that game. I don't know how that game is sustainable without duping. Like it just feels, I feel like the enemies never dropped arrows, and when they did drop arrows, they were always arrows that were just super weak for me. Like I don't know. I understand how the scaling works in the Elder Scrolls. Like I understand when you open chests that have a chance for loot, like it's scaled to your level. I get that. But it just doesn't feel like anything else is. So like you're killing enemies, especially enemies that have, you know, bows and arrows, and they're shooting like steel and iron arrows at you when I'm shooting Daedric arrows, and you know, they're the best arrows in the game. It's just, I don't know, I just find it odd, and it just always seems like the DLC, they have like new weapons and new arrows, but they're weaker than like Daedric stuff, or like, you know, the highest tier stuff in the main game. I just always thought it was weird, so it just makes me feel like whenever I'm in one of those areas, and then of course, you know, those areas have their own set of shops and whatever that sell that new stuff, but it just doesn't seem like they sell the old stuff. So it's like you never have, like I was struggling in the Shivering Isles. Like I was using like the weakest arrows because I had forgotten to dupe my arrows before I ran out, so I ran out of Daedric arrows. I don't know, it was just odd. I was very happy to be done with that DLC, if I'm gonna be honest. It's not that I don't. Sheogorath is cool. I love his quest lines in Skyrim. I think like the Mad Tea Party thing is really fun, and like you get the Wabbajack from it, and I don't know, it's just a fun weapon. But I don't know. I did like the storyline of the Sheogorath DLC. I thought it was cool, but I was tired of it, and the fact that I had to replay half of it again because I messed up kind of sucked. But it is what it is. Alright, I don't have a crane on this truck, so I'd have to get another truck out to do that, which I guess isn't terrible because it's right by the garage. So let's do that. We might as well. Garage, truck storage. Do we do the Fleet Star or the White Western Star? We don't have a trailer. Let's just do the Fleet Star. I'm gonna have to do 2 trips, but that's fine. It's not that far away. I don't know, so that's my gripe there. Skyrim was that way too. Even with like Dawnguard and all that other, and the other one where you go to that different island. I forget what. That's the Dragonborn one, I think. I just... You really can't make it up. It's ridiculous. Okay, I guess I'll just go back in this and drive over there to flip that truck over. I could have cheesed it and just reloaded, but that's just, it's a whole hassle when I have to do that, because I have to stop the recording and then like quit the game, reload the game, restart the recording. I need to remember that there's ice on the roads here. That was my fault. But I want to assure you that it's really not my intention to go really long periods of time without uploading video. It's just kind of how how things have played out for me here. This summer was definitely an eye-opener for me, I think, because I was expecting to have more time that I do to record videos. And I think the reason why I didn't this summer compared to last summer was because I was kind of in a different role at work last summer. I was more of the like corporate event side audio guy, so I didn't do a lot of, I didn't work, I mean I still worked in the auditorium a lot, but like I wasn't our main audio guy, so like I wasn't always on the board for shows and all that stuff. We had another audio guy that was. But he obviously, I've talked about this before in one of my other videos, somewhere in the Michigan hard playthrough. I couldn't tell you where, but if you want, watch it. But we had another guy who was our A1, quote unquote, and he kind of, for lack of a better word, crashed out, and he no longer works there anymore. So I kind of just took over all of audio duties, which includes auditorium. So it's just like I didn't, like during the summer when we have like corporate and private events, like weddings and whatever else, which we have them all year round, but over the summer months, we don't actually have any like shows in the auditorium. The auditorium's kind of dark during like the months of like August, like July and August. But we do a lot of other things in the auditorium. Like we have all of our chain hoists inspected. This past summer we stripped our trusses and had them powder coated black because they were just the like raw aluminum color. So just, you know, things like that is stuff we do over the summer. And this first summer that I was full-time here, I was like the event audio guy, and we had a ton of events that summer. I remember I worked almost every single weekend that summer, which kind of sucked because, you know, I like to go to the river in the summer where my parents are, and boys can play in the river, and we go on the boat, blah, blah, blah. But I couldn't do that summer because I was always working on the weekends. And then this summer, I barely worked on the weekends. There was like 2 Saturdays I worked over the whole summer. And I just worked 8 to 4, Tuesday through Friday pretty much, because we're closed on Mondays during the summer. And I only have to work 32-hour weeks. So we would just work Tuesday through Friday for 32 hours. We'd have off Monday, and we get paid for 40. So like the only day that I had off was Mondays, where I'd be home usually by myself, unless my wife also had off. And when my wife had off on a Monday and I was off on a Monday and the kids were at school, you know, or school, daycare, I guess, it was summertime, because they still went to daycare, because if you don't know how daycare works, you have to pay regardless whether your kid is there or not. So like if your kid is enrolled full-time, you pay full-time no matter what. It doesn't matter if your kid didn't go 2 days out of the week, like you still pay the same amount. So they still go even if we're both off work because we're paying for it, so why not? A lot of people don't understand that. They're like, well, you didn't work, why would you put your kid in daycare? And it's like, well, because you pay for it anyway, so I'm not gonna not send them when we're paying for them to be there. But anyway, so if I had off on a Monday by myself and I was home by myself, then yeah, I would record, but that just didn't really leave me a lot of time. Sometimes I would record 2 videos, sometimes I'd only do 1, and then it would just be, you know, kind of hard to keep up with. So hopefully, now that we're kind of back in this time, I should get more days off during the week because I'm going to be working a lot more weekends and nights and weekends. So I should have off more during the day. Now, I'm not promising I'm going to have like more videos coming out because I'm never going to promise that anymore. It's too hard for me to balance all of it. I mean, I work full-time job. I have 2 kids, a wife. Like it's a lot. I don't have all the free time in the world. So, you know, I'll do what I can. But I don't know. I was just expecting to be able to record more this summer, I guess, than I really was, and yeah. So, all right, we're almost back to the truck that we flipped. I really like this Tega though. I wish I could have a crane on it. Oh. What the hell? Dude, I hate the ice, man. The ice is the worst. I need to get a yank here. Alright. Okay. I did try, I don't know if I mentioned this in the end of my Michigan videos, but I did try to repair and refuel all of my trucks before I put them in the garage and retained them in Michigan so that they would all be repaired. Now I repaired them using a trailer so they look like shit because they only fix the dents and stuff when you repair it and pay money for it in the garage. So but I did do that. I did repair them all and refuel all of them before I put them away. Hopefully I can get through here. Man, I forget how good this Fleet Star is, dude. It's wild. I need to go where? Oh, to the port. Okay. How are we doing on time? 30 minutes. We're doing good. feeling I'm gonna get stuck in here. She's moving. This Fleet Star is a really damn good truck. It's kind of wild to me. This is one of literally the first trucks you get in the game. Second truck, I guess. Third, if you want to count the little Chevy Scout you start out with. First truck you technically get is the GMC. If you're following the tutorial in the beginning of the game. Which does not happen in hard mode, because obviously it's hard mode, but you shouldn't be playing hard mode if you've never played the game before. I actually do enjoy hard mode though, and it's funny whenever I play like my normal mode save file, like my original save file, I often I tend to not recover, and I try to look for ways to not spend money, even though it doesn't matter. I can do whatever I want in that one. I have almost $7 million in that save file, and it just doesn't matter. I know this one will eventually get that way too, but I hate the icy roads. The icy roads are the worst part about Alaska. Yeah, this will probably be the only video you get for a week or so, because I have things I got to do today before I go to work, so I can't record more than one. And like I said, I'm going to a wedding this weekend, so, and I don't think my next day off is until Wednesday, maybe Thursday, I'm not sure. Literally, the wedding is Friday, and I believe we're not coming back home until Saturday. So I'm off, and then we don't have anything Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday. Monday is a rehearsal day for a local theater company's production. And then Tuesday is the show day, but it's only a field trip show for elementary schools, so it's during the day. So that day's only an 8 to 6 day or something like that, I think. So that's a pretty normal day. But Monday is all day. I have to be there from I think 10 a.m. to I don't even know, probably midnight. thought we were gonna tip. But yeah, like I said, I will always try and record when I can, but if I don't have the time, I just don't have the time. Like I said, if you don't know, I do have a full-time job. I'm sure most of you that watch my videos do know that, but the off chance that someone new is watching, I do have a full-time job. I do live sound in a venue, so, you know, my schedule varies and really just depends on when I can do it. When I can record a video and get it uploaded. I know there are a bunch of trailers on this map. I do need to find a trailer so I don't have to keep doing single trips. But it is definitely like a goal of mine to not buy any trailers in hard mode. Because that's the biggest waste of money for hard mode. Because you can't sell them back, so like, you buy a trailer, it's just an absolute waste of money. And there's tons of trailers usually on the maps, so I'm just not going to buy them. The only thing I may buy is like a maintenance trailer or something, or like a fuel trailer if I am struggling with fuel, but that's it. And obviously the fuel trailer comes empty, so you have to fill it. So it's not like really cost effective to buy one anyway, because you have to fill it up, so. So freaking slippery, man. Like, if you see the back end slide out like that, that's literally the ice. It's not me trying to be, you know, cool driving the truck. Like, it's literally just sliding out on me. And I do know in this, if you do start to slide like that, shifting into low is really helpful. Because like I didn't brake it all there. I shifted in the low, and it pretty much made me come to a stop. So that's a good little tip if you didn't know. It'll usually stop your slide and you won't run into something. Alright, trailer park, we definitely need a scout for that. I'm not doing that in this. What else we got? I want to do these things because I've realized that, like, leaving this stuff to the end is always terrible, because there's a lot of times when this fixes things or, like, opens up warehouses that make things easier. And if you just do tasks first, like, you end up not actually using the beneficial things. So that, I need a high saddle for that. Which, I don't know that I want to do that yet. Oil barrels we could do. I don't know how much time I have. I think that's probably a little too much. Let's actually just jump in the scout and get that trailer park. I think that's probably just the easiest thing, because we don't have a whole lot of time left, so let's just see if we can reach the trailer park. How do we get there? This road. And then up here. Okay. We should be able to make this. It's pretty much just driving on the road. See, like, the one thing that's nice about Alaska is there is a lot of asphalt. So it's not terrible as, like, far as driving around goes, but the asphalt is all icy. So I don't know. And chain tires suck. I hate chain tires, so I don't ever use them because they're only good when you're on ice, on the asphalt. They don't help you anywhere else. Like, mud tires are better. Mud tires and off-road tires are better to have off-road. If you have chain tires on, they suck. So I tend to just not use them. Because, like, unless you just have vehicles that are, like, your road vehicles, like, you're going to have to cart something to a truck that's got chain tires on so you can drive it on the road with the truck that has chain tires on. And then you'll end up having to switch to another. It just, like, that just seems crazy to me. I mean, I know logistically that's probably how it would be done, but logistically also they would just use chain tires off-road too, because it doesn't make much of a difference. But in this game, chain tires have worse rating off-road and in mud than mud and off-road tires do. So as far as I know, pretty sure that's how chains work. They really only work on ice. So, like, if you're on, like, you know, actual ice, like an iced over river or lake or whatever, or if you're on the asphalt that's icy, that's really the only place that it's beneficial. So I personally just think it's easier to just control the slides on ice and just use off-road and mud tires rather than try and use chains. See, like, I should have shifted to low there because hitting the brakes just always ends up being worse than either just letting off the gas or switching to low. Switching to low is the best thing to do. It's really, really awesome when I have my wheel and I'm using my wheel because it's so easy to just bump the shifter into low. Not that it's hard to do with a controller, but it's just much simpler to do on a wheel with a shifter. Man, I forget how this truck is, like, too light, so, like, it just tires just spin. Low plus with diff lock is doing pretty well though. I'm really sorry that I'm sniffly. I can't really help it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it up this, but we're going to go for it. It may take 10 minutes. Because I'm pretty sure this is blue snow right here. And there's not really anything to winch to. I mean, we're moving. Have I gotten that watchtower? Yeah. Alright. Did that. I do think I'm going to end the episode just because I don't really have time to do anything else. I know that consumables loading zone has to do with that right here, so and actually I don't remember. I know it wants me to take it to the port, which isn't far away. Let's just see if we can do it real quick. Once we get through here, it should be smooth sailing. slowness of everything. I really don't like this truck. I really want the Lodestar, but I don't want to buy it, so... I know you get given one at some point. I just, don't remember where you get it. I thought you got one on Alaska, but I don't think you do. I'm not sure where you get the Lodestar. I know you get given one. I'm almost positive you get given one. I mean, I'll buy one if I start making a bunch of money, but... Alright. Well, that did it. I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry I've been gone so long. Hopefully it won't be as long next time. Please leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to. And I will catch you in the next video. Have a good one.